This video is brought to you by Andy Gone Nuts. 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471. Hey guys, thank you so much for taking your time out to watch this video in particular. But let me give you an update on a channel called Sport City. Yes, Sport City. It is a channel dedicated to everything related to Jamaican sports. Football, cricket, athletics, netball, rugby league, rugby union, tennis, lacrosse, swimming, you name it, we got it on Sport City. And what is the channel designed to do? It is designed to highlight Jamaican talents across all of those sporting disciplines. If you're a Jamaican and you're playing that sport, then we got you covered on Sport City. So it's quite simple, guys. Hit the subscribe button to Sport City right now. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing well. My name is Simon Preston, and welcome to Reggae Boys Commentary. Yep, this is the channel where we come together to discuss everything in relation to Jamaican football. This is your hub for everything Jamaican football related. So, it's another game, but this time of a different proportion. That's right. Very, very different, because this is the start. That's right, the start of the Concacaf U-17 Championship for Jamaica. That's right, a very, very big encounter. A victory sets the momentum, sets the tone for what comes. Anything short of it can really, really make a massive impact on everything for the team. And perhaps goals might change throughout the competition as well. So that is something to pay keen and close attention to. So we'll get into team news, and then, of course, we will get right into the matter. All right, so as everybody's aware, the national team, they arrived in Guatemala. That's the whole contingent. They arrived in Guatemala on Friday evening. That's right. All Sports Chasers Canada up 1-0 over Trinidad. Trinidad playing with 10 men. Yep, that's right. I'm keeping track of it, so thanks for the updates. And I know that as well, Mexico has taken a 5-0 lead over Curacao as well. So Mexico are up and running as well within the competition. So they have quite a bit of action, to get involved in. So something to take keen and special attention to, So something that we can't forget at all. So that's the situation, folks. Now, Jamaica against Trinidad. Regardless of the level, it has always been an encounter that has produced intriguing encounters. Jamaica against Cuba, 2015 under Andrew Edwards. Yeah. Well, that match encounter ended in a 1-1 draw after the Cubans took the lead. That game in particular, Cuba took the lead. And it was Nathaniel Adama-Laken that ensured that Jamaica would earn a point from that game in particular. Cuba have been a tough side for the Jamaicans. Hard to beat at any level. Under 17, under 20, senior team. Always have been a resilient outfit. Always have been those neighbors to the north that have been a thorn in Jamaica's flesh. And that is something that we can even expect heading into tomorrow as well. Yep, Mexico routing Curacao 5-0. That's right, All Sports Jamaica. They're up and running. Stefano Calderon with a brace so far in the encounter. One player who could be, players of to a player that could be one of the players of the tournament, you know. And just to give you guys an update this evening, it's the United States against Barbados at 8 o'clock and Panama against Guatemala also at 8 o'clock as well. So we keep tuned with that in particular, and we stay tuned with where that competition is concerned. Mr. Galaxy says big up, and John Paul also says up Simon as well. So folks, this is the match that we have. Jamaica against Cuba. The team, they had breakfast today, they trained, and basically it was a very, very great occasion. So the training session was productive. It was one where they were able to get some technical work done. Although we know the time is limited, certainly the team was able to accomplish many things. So we're happy that that is something that was able to be accomplished. So completely happy and glad about that matter in particular. So with that being said now, folks, let's head right into this encounter. All right. What could Jamaica look like tomorrow? ISFD says good luck to you guys. Thank you for your support. Really, really appreciate it. How could Jamaica look like tomorrow? Well, in goal, I'll just put the pieces of the field of how I think that the Jamaicans could look for tomorrow. So this is basically how I expect the Jamaicans to look in the competition. You could say a 3-4-3. That's one way to look at it in terms of this team. If you want to say 5-2-3, then cool. But you can definitely see that defensive solidity is something to take keen and special attention to. So that's something that we can bear in mind for sure. So the Jamaican team within this tournament, it's a good squad. It's a really, really good squad. Could have been enhanced with the likes of Lovelace, Eubank, Kimani Ryan. However, yeah, a challenging one. Cuba have been to the Under-17 World Cup twice. 1989 and of course 1991 as well. So they've been to the Under-17 World Cup twice, just like Jamaica. 1989 in Scotland and 1991 in Italy. They both got eliminated in the group stages from those two World Cup appearances. Now, in relation to the Cuban team in particular, they also have a good roster as well. Still a bit of indecision about who plays between the sticks. If it will be Ishuhanis Perez or Yuri Alexander Zayas. Still a bit of indecision where that is concerned between the sticks. Well, the match is supposed to be on ESPN. So, how could the Jamaicans look against Cuba tomorrow? Well, Wayne Lynch in goal. Captain, I hear Dixon, Mount Pleasant Academy. Adrian Reed Jr. Alongside him, Xavier Gooden. Back three I have. Right wing back, Malachi Molina, FC Dallas. Left wing back, Bent had a real Bobart had a good game against Trinidad, the second one in particular. Had great link-up play and even won the penalty as well. I'm going to give Brandon Bent the edge here. In midfield, Jordan Mangatal. Alongside him, Adrian Mahoney. Front three now. Question marks about it. And I'll give my explanation in a few. Arian Watson on one side. Jamani Bell on the other side. And in the middle, Nicholas Simmons. Okay, so many people will be saying, what about Ashton Gordon? Ekarix is just joining. Okay. Did the team get any sort of training? They did today. Intentful says, where can you watch the game tomorrow? Jamaica time, 5 o'clock. Jamaica versus Cuba tomorrow, 5 o'clock. The game should be on ESPN. Should be on ESPN. So that's what we can look out for tomorrow from the Jamaican standpoint. All right. So many people. To be quite frank with you, Teddy Lee Gray, against Cuba, he doesn't quite make my 11. Against Costa Rica, though, I would start Dustin Cohen. So that's what I would say. Dr. Joyful, I don't understand exactly what you're referring to. This is a match preview for the game against Cuba, so I'm not sure what you're referring to at all. So, Nicholas Simmons. Ashton Gordon got a few minutes. As you know, he's coming back from injury. So he got a good 10, 12 minutes and took a penalty against Trinidad on Tuesday at St. Elizabeth Technical. He's not ready for 90 minutes. But he could get half an hour tomorrow. He's not ready to start. But someone who can occupy that position is Nicholas Simmons. And I know people saw the game against Trinidad and Tobago at Arnett Gardens last week. And it's fair in terms of the performance. It wasn't his best game. But this Cuban team is not a team that likes to play the ball in the air, whether defending it or progressing the ball with it. Simmons has size and has height, and his hold-up play is exquisite. So even if he's not being able to get a shot off, he's at least bringing in Bell into play, Watson into play, into dangerous positions. Nicholas Simmons will occupy that position, I believe. I think he would be a good option to do so. So this is the 11 that I would have against Cuba. Cuba will not like the ball in the air often. They'll want to keep it on the ground as much as possible. And from there, transition quickly. When Jamaica has the ball in these sorts of areas, what you'll find is that Cuba occupies these sorts of areas. They want to close down everything. Everything. But when you have somebody of the ilk of a Ahir Dixon or an Adrian Reed, with the press of the Cubans, he knows very well that an accurate, precise, long-range ball can bypass this bank of Cuban players and find the front three for Jamaica. Granted, you're basically looking at a 3v4 situation. However, you're already very much advanced with the ball. And it is an encouraging sign from that standpoint, because you're now forcing one of the central defenders, and also the second as well, to come narrowly. And with Simmons hold-up play, a layoff to Watson, and Watson coming inside, and what's known as the keeper to beat. And that's 1-0 there. So that's something that we can bear in mind from the Cuban standpoint. When Jamaica has possession in the back five, the Cuba will look to get tight as much as possible. And when they are getting tight in these sorts of vicinities, then you know definitely that there will be space in between. So the key component is the likes of a Dixon and an Adrian Reed to be accurate. If they're going to be the ball carrier, or if you're going to go over the top, you have to be effective with it. And when the ball comes to Simmons and he's holding it up, Bell, Watson, and one of Mangatal or Mahoney will be able to advance forward. So Simmons can play it back to Mahoney, and Mahoney progresses the ball either to Watson or Bell. Things that we can look out for from the Cuban standpoint. So a learning lesson, and one that we should be looking on from the Jamaican standpoint. Jamaica team not going anywhere. Well, they're in Guatemala, so they have certainly gone somewhere. They've left the country, so you can't say they're not going anywhere from that standpoint. But, you know, that's the situation. Yeah. It's going to be tough, you know. It's going to be tough, to be quite frank with you, to the league. Really, really tough because of what lies ahead outside of the group stages. So now, if Jamaica tops the group, as you all know, it means a match against Puerto Rico in the last 16. And after a match against Puerto Rico in the last 16, then it means a clash against Canada. So many people are saying, what's the situation with the Concacaf U-17 championship? Well, I know many people have been looking and saying, what's the deal with ESPN? Well, those interested will have to download the ESPN app and subscribe to ESPN Play. So I'll have to go on the ESPN app. And after downloading the ESPN app, subscribe to ESPN Play. So that is what folks will have to do to watch the games in particular. That's what we have to bear in mind. Yep, so thanks for the update. So right now, Canada is leading Trinidad and Tobago by 3-1 after 70 minutes. And Mexico leads Curaçao 6-0 after 76 minutes. This evening at 8 o'clock, the United States tackles Barbados at 8, and also Panama against Guadeloupe also at 8 o'clock as well. So those are the two matches to come later today. So it's definitely something to bear in mind. So we look out for that in particular. Now, those matches, you guys might be wondering, okay, well, with that being said, what about the other group? The other group matches, that is. So you all are aware in relation to Jamaica. Jamaica's match at 5 o'clock. The other group game, which is Guadeloupe against Costa Rica, that game will be at 8 o'clock. That game, yeah, will be at 8 o'clock. So that's something for you guys to bear in mind. All right. So that's at 8 o'clock. But if you guys want to test it out, do let us know. Echo says Jamaica 2, Cuba 1. That's your prediction for the game tomorrow? Okay. Simon, you got jokes? I'm no comedian. 3-1 Canada. Jamaica losing 3-1 tomorrow? Nah. Trinidad gave up the stupidest red card I've ever seen. You're saying on Concacaf's YouTube channel specifically? Because Concacaf's YouTube channel doesn't have a link. So I'm not sure where in particular you're referring to, or if it is somewhere else. But yeah. From the Crystal Palace kid at that. Reaching the quarterfinals is a win for me. Yep. Yeah. No, that's not possible, LJ, because CONCACAF copyrights it, so that would not be possible. No, match footage is not something that can be posted. That is copyright, and anybody that you see post the match footage, it's copyright. So that is not something that is allowed at all. Jamaica win 2-0. Adrian Reed score. Okay, Demario, send the link. Let's see how it goes. Send the link, Demario. Send the link and let's see how it can work. All right, send the link. Karma says Ago. Oh, Jamaica. Ago win 3-0. Yeah, guys, so let us know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you guys feel. What's your predictions for tomorrow? Let's hear what you guys have to say. So quite simple, guys. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, your predictions for the game tomorrow. Predictions for the game tomorrow. Predictions for the games tomorrow. For the game tomorrow. Mr. Galaxy says, really want us to qualify. Same here, same here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody in Jamaica wants us to qualify. It's going to be challenging, to be quite frank with you. I think it's going to be a tough game, but tough tournament, I should say. It's going to be a very, very tough tournament, you know? But we keep on going, eh? So, yeah. Definitely something for us to pay attention to, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, guys, try out the app to see if you guys can get through. That's the ESPN mobile app. Check out the ESPN mobile app to see how you guys get through. Yeah, do tell us. So when you download the ESPN app, you have to subscribe to ESPN Play. So let's say you want to watch Mexico against Curacao. Yeah, you guys try and let me know. Let me know how it goes. Ekarik says Jamaica 2, Cuba 1. Okay. It's a good game. Jamaica to win 2-0. Ekarik says seems as though On the 17 will be wearing the new jerseys first. All being well. All being well, my friend. All being well. Oh, let's see. Teddy Lee Gray says Jamaica 1, Cuba 0. I was leaning towards that, Teddy Lee Gray, because we're not a team that score a lot of goals at this point in time. But since you've said 1-0, I'm going to go with Echo Reeks' scoreline and say 2-1. I think Teddy Lee Gray, guys, is right on the money. I genuinely feel like his own is right on the money. His scoreline, his prediction, because Jamaica have been so tight at the back. And in addition to all of that, has basically been a team that have not scored a lot of goals, but there's no better time to score goals than the present, Now's the time. Goals have to be scored now. Now is the time where the goals have to be scored. Now is the time where everything has to click. It's right now. Not tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, yes, but not next year, but now. Now has to be the moment in time, So that's something for us to bear in mind. So we hope for the best. And hopefully everything will fall into place where that is concerned. Concacaf YouTube channel, History of Mexico versus Cuba, well, at least where I am. Mr. Galaxy says Jamaica 2-0. John Paul says, I'm watching it on Concacaf channel, Simon. Are you in Jamaica, though? Are you in Jamaica or are you somewhere else? Where are you? Are you in Jamaica or are you somewhere else? Provide the updates where that is concerned. And send the link so we can see if in Jamaica it works. So let's see. Send the link in the chat right here. Who will we face if we finish second? So if Jamaica finishes second, then that means it'll play the third place team from the Mexico's group, which is most likely going to be Guatemala. So Jamaica versus Guatemala, and Jamaica would face the United States in the quarterfinals. So I go right there. So that's just a really, really tough game. So tough one, isn't it? Maybe in the States you can watch it on Concacaf channel. Possibly, yeah. Yes, but still, send the link and let's see if in Jamaica how it looks. Send a link in the chat and let's see. I know. I'm aware of that. Yeah, the match is not live in Jamaica. It's live in Guatemala. So yeah. Yeah, to a degree, I understand that, but the situation is like this. Do you just Google VPN or do you just type in your phone VPN? You say that you need a VPN, but if somebody wants to watch the game, the reality of the situation is, how does somebody get a VPN? Do they just Google get a VPN? Do they have to download an app? Because it's not a simple process like that, It's not straightforward. John Paul says he's in Canada. All right, cool. 3-2. Wow. Game on. Just a few minutes to go. Wow. Interesting. All right. Yeah. Let's see how it goes. So definitely something worth considering. I don't know about this vaping thing. Seems like we can beat Canada with Trinidad. Yeah. Let's see. You have free, you can. Yeah, Demario. But what I'm saying is, does somebody just Google it, or somebody has to go on an app? You know what I'm saying? Gooden, Dixon, and Reed need to avoid getting consecutive yellow cards. Yep. I hear Dixon, Reed. Yeah. Canada doesn't look that impressive. Well, that's everything. Mexico leads 7-0. 7-0. It relates to the Cuban side of things, folks. There's a few names to keep a very close eye on. And one in particular is Emmanuel Rivera, who is a central midfielder. And in terms of the attacking options, there's two in particular to keep a close eye on. The number 11, Hanoi Sosa, and Diego Vento. Hanoi Sosa and Diego Vento, the number 11 and the number 16. Those are key components for the Mexican side to keep a very, very close eye upon within this tournament. So we hope for the best for this Jamaican team and that they're able to get over the line. It's important. It's key to be able to get the victory. So, yep, my prediction, Jamaica, 2. Cuba, 1. If we're in Costa Rica on 6 points before the final match, should we rest players or go for the win and maybe miss a couple players against Guatemala in the round of 16? That's a good question, Teddy Lee Gray. I want group honors if it is like that. If it's 6 points, I want group honors. I want to go all the way, beat Costa Rica. It might be a risk in a situation where a couple of players might not be available for the Puerto Rico game, because if Jamaica tops the group, then that means that Jamaica would face Puerto Rico. So for me personally, I would want Jamaica to actually go and, yeah, man, win the group. That's what I want. That's what I desire, So hopefully, it's something that can be done, So yeah, just minutes to go. In both games, you could say. Trinidad and Tobago 2, Canada 3, and Mexico 7. 7. Curacao 0. 7-0, folks. So definitely something worth considering. Oh, would you look at that? 8. Wow, wow, wow. You know, access to the Trinidad game on YouTube, right, John? You're saying that you guys only have access to the Trinidad and Tobago, to the Mexico game? Is that what you guys are saying? Simon, I'm late. How do we watch the Jamaica game? You have to download the ESPN app and subscribe to ESPN Play. So that's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen, folks. So definitely something to look out for. All right. The Trinidad game is in the 88th minute, thereabouts. Mexico 9. Mexico 9, folks. Huh, would you look at that? Mexico are out and about. Mexico are out and about, folks. Just let that sink in. Mexico are out and about. Well, they've started off with a great win. With a really, really good win, you know. But yes, folks, that's the situation as it stands. Do you think the Reggae Boys will win, the Under-17 Reggae Boys? Smash the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary for more content. Take care, guys. See you guys later. Jamaica 1, Cuba 0. That's my prediction.
This video is brought to you by Andy Gone Nuts. 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing.
And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471.